Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Heath. I'd like to help you work on your homework this week, and for this video we're going to brainstorm some ideas for your small moment story. And this is something we haven't done in class, so I kind of wanted to show you what it looks like when we're brainstorming. So I'm going to put in the middle that we are doing a small moment story. Now remember, a small moment is just a little moment in time of maybe a bigger story. Maybe you are thinking about a story of, for instance, my story of going skiing, but thinking about a small moment story of my skiing trip would be taking just a little snippet of time from my skiing trip story. For instance, one time when I was on the big hill and I fell down. That would be a small moment story of my whole skiing trip. I can tell you about one time I was on the big hill feeling really confident and I tried to go down the hill fast and I fell. And we can talk about that in a story. That would be the small moment story that we were thinking of. So when thinking of some ideas for you to come up with a small moment story, I'm going to create this web. And so it's going to kind of look like this, where it has branches that come off of the main web of the small moment story. And I'm going to make little smaller circles that go around the sides and give you some ideas for a small moment story that you could tell me about. So let's think about some ideas. Something that could be a small moment story of your everyday life. Think about things that you do every day. Maybe you can tell me something that you ate for dinner. I'm going to write dinner right here. Talk to me about what you had for dinner that was delicious, or maybe it was a dinner that you didn't like. Tell me a story about that. Maybe you can tell me a story about a time when you played outside. So let's do play outside. Maybe you played a game outside. Maybe you played with your brother or sister. Maybe you brought your dog outside to play. Maybe mom and dad came outside. Did you play in the snow? Maybe you want to tell me a winter story about playing outside. Maybe you want to tell me a summer story about playing outside. You went swimming. Tell me one small moment story about playing outside. How about another idea of a small moment story? Maybe you can tell me about one of your birthdays. I would love to hear a story about a birthday party. Maybe you want to talk about a present you got. Maybe you want to talk about your family members that came to visit you. Maybe you want to tell me about a beautiful cake that you got to eat. Or maybe it was an ice cream cake you had. Tell me something, a small moment story about a birthday you had. I would love to hear about that. Another idea, thinking about being at school. Maybe you can tell me what your favorite thing to do at school is. Maybe you want to tell me about a gym experience that you had with Mr. Niemeyer. Maybe you want to tell me about something in the lunchroom that happened. Maybe you had a lunch that was really good, or you got to sit next to your friend. So even thinking about things that happened on the playground. Tell me about a game you played with your friends on the playground. So a school story could be a small moment story. But I'm also going to add little branches from this web and talk about lunch, or talk about friends, or talk about the playground. I'm going to write this word before I put a circle, because this is going to be a bigger circle. So a small moment story about school. You don't want to tell me about your whole school day. Just tell me about what happened at lunch. Tell me about your friends. Tell me about the playground. Something small from school. And let's come up with one more idea that you can talk to me about. Thinking about the different seasons of the year. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Those would be large, big stories that you could talk to me about. Something you did during those seasons. But maybe you want to tell me that which season is your favorite. Which do you love the best? Do you love it when the leaves are changing colors in the fall? Do you love it when it's getting warm in the summertime? Do you love it when the snow starts to fall in the winter? Do you love it when the grass and flowers start to grow in the spring? Maybe you love to splash in the rain puddles. So you could tell me a story about the seasons, your favorite season. I should put favorite season. Favorite season. But a small moment story could be telling me something you like to do in the spring. Splashing in rain puddles. Tell me something you like to do in the fall. Jumping in the leaves. Tell me something you like to do in the summer. Swimming in Houghton Lake. Going to the beach. Tell me something you like to do in the winter. Building a snowman. Making a snow fort. Having a snowball fight. So tell me something that is a small moment story. And when you're thinking about what the directions say on the schedule, it says writers find small moments and stretch those moments out across the pages. So thinking about what happened first in your story, then what happened next, and what happened last. You should have 2 to 3 sentences about your story and really think about, is this telling your reader what you did as a small moment story? So just trying to help you come up with some ideas. I hope you do a great job on your story, and I would love to see what you did. Thanks, friends. Have a good day.